ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 656 episode of GeekVerse podcast. I am, I guess, still the man without a name, Tress now, and I'm joined by...
I'm the brand new boy, Clifton Patzer.
Hey, I'm Dylan Musk.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, don't adjust your headphones, television screens, whatever you might be. A little impromptu episode because we have lots of news to talk about today, and then me and Dylan are still doing Weekly Geek later on in the week because in the next 3 days we got the Disney Cinemacon presentation, Paramount, I think it's Disney, Paramount, Universal, and Amazon MGM. So there's still 4 things to go. Most of them have provided some good news, which we can talk about today, except for Warner Brothers, because for some reason they just love... Doesn't matter what era. They just love shit in the bed. Now I get it. Someone's going to be like, oh, well, it's not Comic-Con. The rumors are not even going to Comic-Con. So you got that happening. And then today they just, even then, I don't know if it was a misquote, but there was a quote going around that when the presentation started, James was like, oh, we got lots of surprises. And there was really nothing. They showed the clip that's going to be on the Minecraft movie. I'm not going to go see that now because I've heard the clip. I'm like, okay, I like crypto, but there's nothing to break down there. So, But I just so I had them in the show notes for people wondering. We won't talk about it because there was literally nothing to talk about. They showed stuff, they didn't release anything, and you would just thought that they'd talk about Clayface or Batman 2 or Sergeant Rock or even Supergirl. Here's the weird thing. It was like 2 days ago. It was like, I don't know, 6th-year anniversary of Supergirl something, right? And all they keep doing is showing Millie Alcock on set with like a jacket around her. So clearly they're high in the suit, right? Thought even to get some hype because CinemaCon is more for like the theater exhibitors. Like it's supposed to be like, why does, if Dylan, let's say you own theater chain, right? And I'm coming to you and be like, okay, this is why you need to carry adrenochrome for X, Y, and Z, right? This is why you need to be excited to. And that's what it is. Of course, we get news. We got tons of news to talk about. But like, just even showing like, oh, and then 2026, we got Supergirl. I'm giving them that first look of her in the costume. It's like, oh, that could be something. But no, nothing. I'm not saying this is indicative of what's going to happen with Superman. I really don't know. But I just feel like every time this comes up for some big chance, like it's always a... And I feel like this happened, we're on our 10-year anniversary coming up here. And I just feel like it's always happens some way or another.
Always happens.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they just want to bank on Superman that much, but we don't have that to talk about. But
I blame Zaslav. I don't know why, I just do.
You could be like, hey, they're not showing a bunch because they don't even know if they're going to be around in 2026. You read some of these reports, they're looking for replacements. They're like, fuck, we better hope Superman works or it's over for us. I don't know. I hope not. Like, this is why when people talk about, like, if you care about this stuff or budgets, it's like, because I don't want to I don't want, if we get to GV20, for us to be reviewing movies that come from Apple, Amazon, Disney, and that's it. Like, I don't want that future. So I want Warner Brothers to succeed so we can have more stuff. Like, that's the thing. And I just don't see it. But there's a lot of things I don't want that we're getting today or maybe not want. So we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff that didn't even think I'd ever be talking about. A Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel is supposedly happening at Netflix. John Wick 5 is happening with Keanu Reeves. We got Spider-Man news. We got lots of stuff here. So let's get into it. I got to pull up some stuff, but they didn't talk too much. But Sony had a presentation yesterday. They did reveal that, again, we talked about this a couple months ago, Across the Spider-Verse. That was a movie that's supposed to be out last year. Now it's coming out in 2027 June. So remember we talked about that when there was like rumors there was issues, and then the directors and producers whatnot came like, don't worry, there's no issues. So it was so I don't know, 3 years from the release date. I feel like there was maybe some issues there, but they just said the animation is so I don't know. They said they're doing new techniques and they're saying it's so amazing that they needed extra time. So we got that data, though. We got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse coming out June 2027. And then we got the official date of July 31st, 2026. So next summer for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I should try to throw up the logos here. You guys just kill time because I do have more like to add on this. But what did you guys think of... You like this title? Doing anything for you? No, it's just a title, but I have more to hit you with here in a second. I just want to bring up a picture.
I don't love the title. I did like the font for just the Spider-Man portion.
Yeah.
I know it's like very minor, but like it seemed different than what I've seen before. It seems new.
You think that
edgy,
but there's a reason you like it. It's subliminal messaging. So here's the last, right? There's the Home trilogy, and then there's the Spider-Man trilogy. So what I will pull up something here in a second.
It reminds me of like the old Spider-Man font though. Like
it's funny you might say that.
You're baiting
Looks
me in here.
familiar.
And then the Brand New Day portion, just it's not the best for me, but.
I'm
Like the
trying to
Thunderbolts font for the brand new
Yeah.
day.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
very much.
find it, but there's a
asterisks in there.
guy I can't remember his name because I didn't know this. I didn't want to. Oh, don't want to throw the GUA chat,
Just dick pics in there.
So. Yeah,
Look at this one,
Chris
guys.
only sends me those on Saturdays, thank God. But no, I gotta find it because there is art. It's all art from like the 90s and 2000s that like Lunchbox Toys. There's this guy, I can't remember
like
what
that.
his name is. I've just fucking blanked, but I learned it the other day. But like that's why it's like, I won't say a ripoff, but it's pretty much that where it's like all the stuff that we grew up with. There's a reason we like it because it's like it's that same type of art we've seen our whole life with those big bold letters and everything. Of course, I
Yeah.
can't find it. If someone in the chat, if I suppose anyone in the chat,
We know what
let
you're
me
talking
know the
about.
artist
So
name.
mission accomplished. We get it.
I
now.
know, but I wanted like a visual aid, but I don't have it. But yeah, Dylan, how are you feeling before I hit you with some other stuff here?
Too similar to Brave New World for me. You know, we got the middle word is the same, same three words, brand new. I keep saying brand new boy, but sorry, it's brand new day.
Brand new
I'm looking at Kirkland's nickname.
It's a great name.
Brand new day, Brave New World. Too similar. I don't like it. I want something fresh and new. I mean, this whole trilogy, or I guess the trilogy so far, and then this fourth one here, never been the greatest with titles. So I guess it's continuing in that lineage. They want to differentiate. I'm sure there's some great comic book run that this is connected to, and it means a lot for people who read that comic book, but I have not. But you know, I guess it's fitting after everything where we ended off after the third movie. There makes sense that we're gonna have a brand new day, so it's okay. Don't love it, but I mean, I'm not too bothered by it.
Can I get rid of that? There we go. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. It is off a comic book arc. It's off a very controversial arc. So I have some things, but here's what I was talking about. This is, I guess his name was Scott
yeah.
Johnson. And this is the type of stuff that was like
Scott
in our
Johnson.
childhood. Yeah, like if you look at this type of stuff and everything. And the guy even shared there, but it's very much that type of look, and absolutely give me that. Especially
Fuck
because
yeah.
they talked about it. It's confusing if there's a new suit or not, because there's a quote where it sounded like Destin said new costume, and then there's a quote where he just said the costume. So obviously people are very worried because everyone loves that No Way Home end suit, and I feel like it's kind of, it'll be even worse than, to me, like I don't like the update they gave Sam's suit in Brave New World, so I think this will be worse if they get rid of that No Way Home suit. I feel like it's gonna really piss a lot of people off, but it just fits with like a lot of the art. It looks like that end Tom Holland suit. But so I'm gonna give you the two things that are kind of suspicious about this. Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah. That gets
Yeah,
me
not the
going.
exact same though. That's more the 90s
Same-
anime and
same-
the video
same
game.
vibe.
But yeah, I get what you're going.
That is the
for.
video game one specifically.
So the arc of Brand New Day comes after One More Day. I think it's One More Day, and it's a situation where finally all goes right for Peter. He gets married to MJ, and I have not read this for a long time. You can find multiple episodes of it. Brent absolutely hates this arc. So does David. He said he was on a plane last night and he was ready to jump off when he heard the title of this movie.
God.
So what happened was Peter gets married. All like kind of. It was considered the Spider-Man franchise at that point in the comic books that they were taking lots of leaps forward to be doing something different, right? Like MJ knows who Peter is. They're getting married. They're doing all this stuff where it's like, okay, we're going to get some new territory. X, Y, and Z happens, and he has to make a deal with Mephisto that literally just reboots Spider-Man, where no one knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. They're no longer married. X, Y, and Z. People hate this arc, and that's where Brand New Day is. It's very similar to where we are now, right? Where people don't know who Peter Parker is, et cetera, et cetera.
Plus, the
But it
home
is-
trilogy did things kind of differently than we've seen before.
Yes, so there's some things like that where there's some sentiment that's like, okay, that's a little maybe too samey for people. But what I was going to bring up, so there's two things where I'm going to read you the comic book arc, and then I'm going to read you in October there is a production grid for the Spider-Man movie, but then in the end of it said AKA Brand New Day. So people are wondering if this now, and the release date was really close too, so people are wondering if this production date thing is actually kind of, because that can sometimes slip. Sometimes things can come out where it's like, oh, why is that there, and it gets to the cracks. Like that's how casting happens, a lot of rumors and stuff, but I'll read that after. So the comic book one is, following the events of One More Day, Spider-Man's marriage to Mary Jane Watson has been erased, resulting in adjustments to his own history. Spider-Man's secret identity has also been forgotten by everyone, including people who knew his identity before, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. I'll go to the next page because that doesn't do anything. Spider-Man has not been seen in 100 days due to the implementation of the Superhuman Registration Act. I don't think we're getting that. That's like Sokovia Accords.
I love this
but-
specific 100 days monitor for that.
Yeah, very much so. Peter decides to visit Daily Bugle and is shocked to learn about the publication's severe financial troubles. Unfortunately, stress takes a toll on J. Jonah Jameson, who suffers a heart attack. I guess they could do that. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. After encountering super villain Menace, Peter is concerned that Harry might have returned to his goblin glider ways, but Harry's girlfriend, Lily Hollister, provides an alibi. X, Y, and Z is in the comic books. Lots of stuff to do with Harry. People have wondered if this person, Lily Hollister, is who Sadie Sink could be playing, because me and Kirkland talked about this last week, that there was a casting. They're casting for someone that fits the description of Harry. He's a 20s college kid who's like well off and everything. So everyone's like, oh, that's Harry. So there's that. Now that's a comic book thing. This was something that was like they put out in October. This is like the production one. Blah, blah. Following the events of Doomsday, Peter Parker is determined to lead a normal life and focus on college, stepping back from his responsibilities as Spider-Man. Don't want that. However, peace is short-lived when a deadly new threat emerges, endangers his friends, and forcing Peter to reconsider his promise with With stakes higher than ever, Peter reluctantly returns to his Spider-Man identity and finds that teaming up with unlikely people to protect those he loves. Other people listed in this movie were Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, Michael Keaton as Vulture, and Robert Downey as Doctor Doom, mentioned to join the cast. So that's kind of the production group one. And like, I don't think that's like... I don't think those three names are like out of the realm of possibility at all. Like Downey makes sense. This movie's literally, it's a month or two after Doomsday. It makes sense he's in there. Keaton, I know they kicked him off to the Sonyverse, but like no one cares. Like no one's gonna care if he pops back up. And Andrew Garfield, if we're doing multiverse stuff, that tracks. The only thing to me is that plot, which that could have easily changed by now, right? The idea of like, oh, Peter's given up Spider-Man. It's like, I thought that was kind of the point of No Way Home, that he's given up Peter Parker and he is Spider-Man. So I wouldn't like that, especially as we're just kind of doing that again with Daredevil as well, of like the hero giving up. It's like, I want to get back into Spider-Man when he's full on Spider-Man, less Peter Parker. But Dylan, from the comic book side of Brand New Day to this production listing, how are you feeling about these? Are kind of some of the theories people were kind of trying to put together of, what could be happening with this movie now that we have a title, because very loosely they adapt comic book stuff, but it is still a title from the comic book. So
Yeah. I mean, I think the idea of him like wanting to stop being Spider-Man and just lead a normal life, I really hope we're not going that direction, because obviously it's just gonna be a thing for like 30 minutes, and then we get into him having the suit again, and then like doing that, and then obviously we just go from there. So it feels like a bit of a waste of time. But I also feel like after both the events of the Spider-Man trilogy, but even more so just like the Avengers stuff, it's like, why would he stop being Spider-Man? Like, I feel like he realizes more than ever he needs to do stuff, or like people are gonna die and bad things are gonna happen.
And if he were to stop,
there's...
why wouldn't he try to win MJ back? That's the whole thing, right? Like, oh, I'm putting her in danger. Well, if you're not Spider-Man, wouldn't that be the time to be with MJ?
Yeah. So if we take that part out of it and we just take the rest of those plot points, I think that could be a pretty decent setup for what we're doing here. Obviously, this connects nicely with the Doom rumors that we had last week, in terms of him being in Spider-Man, and that's why Tom Holland specifically is not in that Avengers movie. So that all connects there. Vulture, I don't know, there's something nice and symmetrical about that, of him being in like the first Homecoming, like the first of that trilogy, and then presumably this would spin off into a trilogy, the New Day trilogy.
That's a good point.
The brand new day, and then like the old smelly day, and then like the tomorrow day, whatever these like new movies are going to be called.
Mike put it, his prediction was I think he said one more day and then Mayday. Mike, you can correct me. I agree with one more day.
Maybe
I
one
think
last day.
That's what I said. I think one last day could be it. I don't
no
think
time
Mayday,
today, something like
that. Mayday, I'm iffy on, but one more day
Mayday
or one
was
last
cool.
day for sure, I think. But
I like Mayday.
It'd be fun
like
though.
No
with
time today.
No time today. It's just a poster. They kill him off the same way Daniel Craig, like
Holding the bunny.
MJ was pregnant. He had a kid. She had a kid, and found out. Whatever. They're old enough. They're in college now, so it happens. What could be fun though is Vulture could finally come face to face with a version of Tony Stark. Remember that's how he became Vulture, and Doomsday fucks him up.
Not the one he wanted to encounter, but the one he'll take.
Yeah.
So, I guess, why do you guys think that if we're doing Garfield, like why just one, and why, if you're only picking one, why Garfield specifically? Is it you think that like Toby's like more selective about what he wants to sign on for, or is it like specifically the story that we get this specific Spidey?
What do you think, Kirkland? Like,
For just Andrew versus Toby in there as well. I feel like maybe there's just a little bit more. I don't even know though. I'm talking myself out of my own thought there. Where I was gonna say maybe there's a little bit more substance to do like story wise with Andrew of just like he lost his Gwen, so I don't know. This is like a new setup for something for him, whereas Toby's like a little bit more just tied down and like set like he seems more on the retired side, whereas Andrew not so much for me on like I don't know, just looking at it to try and find like one specific answer for it.
Yeah,
money.
It doesn't.
Big
yeah,
it doesn't really
money-
connect super nicely with like the rumors, and there's been so many rumors, so it's like obviously
Yes.
not all of these rumors are going to be true. But in terms of one of the rumors being, Mayday, a character who would be like, I guess the daughter of like specifically like Toby. Like Toby's Spider-Man and MJ, if that was the path we're going. But once again, maybe that's like if we are doing this thing where this is Brave New. I keep wanting to say Brave New Boy. Brave New fucking brand new day.
Brand.
Oh my god, I hate this title already.
Brave New
brand
Boy.
new day. And then if the next one is Mayday, okay, maybe that's when Toby like rolls into
Yeah.
this trilogy and we get him there.
Right.
And actually, that could be kind of fun if we build up to that again, where it's like, okay, this is the Andrew movie. Plus Tom Holland, of course, and then we get like the Toby one, and then maybe they're both back, or who knows what the heck happens. Like that's years and years away at this point. But I mean, I'm down for it. I feel like Garfield as well. Like there's more, kind of what you were saying there, Kirkland. I feel like there's more that he needs to show off, and more like good movies that he needs to be in with that character, and some more focused time of him not being like something that comes in way later in the movie and split between him and Toby like we got last time. I mean, I'll take any of these guys coming in here. I think that would just be super fun. But I think he maybe has a little bit more sauce that we can do.
And I wonder if you do a situation where, like, for some reason, Peter 1 is trying to get his Spider-Man people back, and you get Garfield, and then you get Sadie Sink, but that's the reason because she is from the Toby Kirsten world, and that's where she comes in because if she's their daughter, it's like, I got the wrong Spider person, but it's their daughter, and for whatever X, Y, and Z. You could also have her do like the Gwen Stacy thing in Into the Spider-Verse where she's pretending she's not who she is, right? Like she's not maybe gonna come out and say like I'm from a multiverse and I'm so and so's daughter. Like that might be something weird, but maybe she could represent the Tobey Maguire world. I think in a practical sense, it's two reasons. One, it's definitely money. Like I'm sorry, Andrew, but Toby's gonna cost more, and he's gonna ask for more. And I also think that Andrew Garfield's way more passionate about the character, so I feel like Andrew Garfield will be willing to like play ball in the price. Or I feel like Tobey Maguire. I'm not saying he's not passionate, but I feel like Toby, as we've heard, is quite the shark in Hollywood. So I just feel like he's like, this is my number, and I'm sticking to it. And they kind of know that. So I feel like with them, it's like, well,
Save
maybe
that for Secret Wars,
Yeah.
like the Toby money. Put that into a different jar.
yeah, we only want to pay this once, so we're going to pay it here. And again, even though I have converted, I'm completely on the train. I did not agree with this. I've converted that like Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man after No Way Home. It's like, I think I put him top dog. But as I've said before, if you got two posters of Hugh Jackman and Andrew Garfield and Hugh Jackman and Toby, the Hugh Jackman Toby one, that's
Obvious, yeah.
the gravy, right? So that's where I think you save him for that. And who knows, maybe he's just there to like set up like, we need your help on this unit. Like maybe he's just like a stinger to get you somewhere, right? And I've kind of liked this theory that I've heard on multiple podcasts. I didn't have it. We haven't talked about it, but I kind of like this idea where if Doom knows that on the 616 MCU that, Tony was there, he was hero, I would love the idea of Doom showing up and pretending to be a trustable character and then making the swap. And if you got that, imagine if there's some sort of situation where our Peter thinks this is a new, like a Tony from a different multiverse, but he's like Toby and Andrew. He's a good guy. He's here to help. And Andrew's kind of like, no, man, like if he's doing his own multiverse stuff, like, no, like this guy is not the same guy you thought you knew. Like, I think there's some fun you could do there. So I'm actually really liking this theory people have of him, like Doom pretending he's Iron Man for a point, and then that switch happens. Because if you were to have Doom come in posing as a new Iron Man and just like, hey, the multiverse is in trouble, I need your help, it might be similar to the Mysterio thing, but like everyone would believe him, right? Because it's like, oh well, we fought with a version of this Tony and he's probably a good guy, so, and like he could easily use it against Peter. That's like a fatherhood figure, right? So and yeah, Keaton, I don't know how he gets back, but this week I was very happy. They did an interview with Tom Hardy, and he said that at one point the Spider-Man Venom crossover was planned, but politics got in the way. And I just shared that Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, like, thank you, Kevin Feige gift, because I'm just and then there was a scooper that put out.
I won't play it, but
no, it's where is it? It deserves, because we're probably never gonna. Yeah, here you go. Yeah.
Memories bring back your.
I won't forget you, buddy.
I'm
started
happy.
playing in that interview.
That's the last time we're seeing that guy. We can all read between the lines. Hardy's a nice enough guy, but they're like, no, that's not happening. And then one scooper put out that, they got plans for Venom in this trilogy that has nothing to do with Tom Hardy. So I'm like, all aces for me.
Ooh.
That sounds great. So, and because Secret Wars is coming up, he has the black suit in Secret Wars. So I think that's what's going to happen one way or another. But Mike asks, don't we know the events of Brand New Day will happen at the same time as Doomsday? It's conflicting because there's been reports that it's after, and there's been reports that it's at the exact same time to say like, oh, this
There's
is
nothing
why
that we
he's-
know right now.
No,
right?
there's nothing we know. And even this announcement, they didn't say much of anything other than Tom Holland just saying like, that's exactly what it is. It's a brand new day and it's a new take on the character and stuff, which I hope is true. I hope it's not just word service and like, yeah, we're doing something new. Like I hope when we watch this movie, it feels actively different than the home movies,
Mm-hmm. A quick question again. So we got the release date you said today. That's
July
what we have
31st.
officially.
Yes.
Okay, so what is that relating to other release dates of things?
So
Marvel
Avengers, Doomsday's May something. I can
Okay,
get
so
the
we're getting a
actual thing.
similar like Endgame and then
Yes.
Spidey follow-up thing. Interesting. So yeah, that could make sense for setting up Doom there and then him popping over to Spidey's world for a bit.
Yeah, so it goes. Apparently, the release schedule's looking like. Well, people are guessing with the TV shows and stuff, but like 2026, we got Spider-Man, Avengers, Daredevil, Punisher, Vision, X-Men, and Spider-Man. So
Holy
like
F.
Friendly Neighborhood. So like, I think they're kind of smart though. At least it's only 2 movies, and Punisher's a special, and then the other ones are animated. So like, even though it
Yeah.
is still 7 projects, I feel like that's a much better balance of like 2 movies.
And a lot of them are like sequel series, which is a little bit less
Yes.
risky. Yeah.
Like if you look at that, like 2 animated shows, 2 TV shows, 2 movies, and then a Punisher special that's like a mini, straight to Disney
Sorry,
Plus
Daredevil.
movie.
What was the other TV show?
Vision?
Vision. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, I think most people. It's kind of a weird time for them to be doing it, but maybe if Scarlet Witch is coming back, it's going to tie into something. I don't know, but and then obviously Secret Wars is supposedly in May the year after Avengers, so you got that kind of 1, 2, 3
Yeah.
punch, So
Other than obviously Vulture and like the Tony Stark connection, like what would you guys want from Keaton and Vulture in this movie?
because I guess he also like. Do they use some sort of weird kabuki thing that because he was in a universe he didn't get affected, so he comes back somehow and he still knows Peter is Spider-Man? Like I don't think they
God.
do that, but like
Forgot
that could
about
be a
that.
twist, right? Of like, oh, this is the one person that knows I'm.
I don't think they're gonna
Spider-Man.
reference a post-credit of Morbius though as like a plot point, right?
No, probably not.
I think
so.
that like I don't know. Is there something weird of like? Because I don't know if we know if he was snapped or not, but I'm wondering if he like escaped prison during that time or if he like served his sentence. I don't know what his sentence was. I forget if he
Right.
like killed people, but I don't know.
I think he kind of. I think there was
2
some
weeks
manslaughter in
community
there.
service.
Yeah.
some light manslaughter.
He's just picking up
Yeah.
garbage with his wings. He's just flying around.
Just
Wearing
doing
his orange
community
vest.
service.
Yeah, I really
Yeah,
don't
it's-
know. You go ahead.
It's tricky because I feel like what makes that dynamic of those two, specifically in this story with Keaton and Tom Holland, is like the fact that he knows that he's Peter and just like the closeness to that threat. Like that's just what makes it so enticing. And
And his connection with the daughter, who's like not
Yeah.
going to be in this movie, right?
Maybe she's gonna come
Well,
back.
Unless if he is going to college, maybe they bump into each other, right? Again, though, that's always my problem with the Toby movies with this. He should not date anyone that's not superpowered. Because what if he does bump into whatever her name, what was her name? crap, I can't remember. Is it Michelle? No, that's
No,
Michelle
it's Michelle
Jones.
Jones, man.
Oh my God.
what the
no
hell
idea.
is
Liz,
it?
it's Liz, isn't it?
Liz. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it. Yeah.
If he bumps into her and he's like, "Oh yeah, I kind of liked her in high school," like to me, it's just like, then what's the point? Like she's just also
We're
gonna
going
get
in
killed
circles.
too.
We're getting another car scene with Vulture in the front seat.
Again. Yeah, but he's ready for it this time. So, but you could bump. You could. I would not mind having that character come back and them being friends in college. So that's a way you could.
But they don't know
Yeah.
each other.
Of course not. But I mean, like that's how they get. They were friends before, so maybe they're
Just
friends
first
again.
impressions. Every
Yeah,
day
or-
he's doing.
I don't.
First
I will
impressions.
say on the record, I don't think she's coming back. I don't think
Or-
she has anything to do with this movie.
I don't think so either. But or maybe with these rumors of Harry Osborn, maybe she's like dating Harry Osborn, and that could be a way in. Like I wouldn't mind.
But isn't
that
isn't
Like,
that Sadie Sink's character supposed to be doing now? Potentially.
She's Liz. They just
That
recasted
they
her.
think- She's
Liz
that
is not in
Hollister
this movie. I'll pizza bet either of you. Liz is not in this movie.
No, I'm not gonna.
I'm not taking that. No.
I'm gonna laugh though when we wake up to Hollywood Reporter being like, "Guess who's back? It's Liz Allen."
And
But-
she's playing Madame Web or something crazy.
yeah. No,
And
I
everyone's
don't.
like, "Who the hell's that? We don't remember who that is."
Yeah, and I don't buy the whole that. I don't even know if I buy that's who Sadie Sink is playing. Like, I need to because I just feel like
Yeah,
anytime.
we've heard her playing like 17 characters at this
Yes.
point. So who
There's
knows?
even I think a female. I think maybe that might be Menace. I think it's a female goblin. Hang on, I can pull.
Oh
it up.
man, let's go. The Goblin
Never
Queen
heard of this.
again. Let's go.
Not
You know
the-
I'm always down for
yeah.
Goblin
Oh yeah,
Queen.
no. Here, I'll pull it up right now. That's who is one of the villains in the.
Oh my God, this is terrifying.
Yeah, in the
Menace.
Brand New Day arc right there, and she does have
Holy fuck.
red hair. So people are like, "That's who she is." Like,
Man, looks like
I'm
the
gonna s-
Scarlet Witch went to the Goblin side.
Well, there's a couple different versions. There's that one. Then if you scroll down, there's of course one that just has like her boobs out and he has huge green boobs and classic Marvel.
Oh,
oh,
stuff.
there's
pregnant.
this one where
There
she's
you go.
pregnant. Oh, and that's a Lily
Okay.
Holster. That's the character who they like.
Oh, okay. And that's red hair.
Liz.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay.
the boobs one. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say that there. like, and then look, there's on this Earth, Harry Osborn was Menace. And that's
Sadie
who she-
Sink as a goblin. Wow. I don't know about that. We'll see. I haven't
See,
seen her
like-
do any acting like that before.
I've pitched it before, and I think me and Kirk, when we talked about this on a newscast, where it's like I'm definitely more in the camp of I'm down for a goblin. If they don't want to do Green Goblin, do Hobgoblin. But
Hobgoblin.
I wonder if I'm in a room where Kevin sits me down. They're like, Sony, they want to make a Hobgoblin movie, so we're not doing that. But like, we're thinking about Menace. Like, maybe is there a way that like. Espo says there was an Easter egg in No Way Home on the magazine cover where she was being interviewed about having dated Spider-Man. There you go, Dylan. For Liz
Who?
Allen. For Liz.
Liz.
She could be
okay.
coming back. So how would you guys feel about it, like actively? Let's say they said, because like again, that would be the old, like the last trilogy, they were trying their best not to do villains that Sony had done before, right? With Shocker and Vulture and Mysterio.
So in the third one they do the exact same
They did.
villains.
Yes, of course. But like at first when they started, so like would you guys be down for like a female goblin, I guess? Like I don't know. I can't remember the arc good enough for me to be like that's a great character. It just feels like
Maybe she's not a goblin in this movie though. Maybe that's the thing where we're building
Okay.
up to something like that down the road. Because if we already have Doom in this movie and like Vulture as well, like I don't think we need a third villain. I mean, I guess if we have Andrew Garfield coming back in here too, like maybe they do need like a bunch of people to fight. But I don't even know how much Doom is going to be like a villain or if he's just going to be more
Yeah.
plot devicey like guy there.
I think Doom would be in 2 scenes tops, maybe just end credit. And I think there's a chance Michael Keaton's not even Vulture, right? Or if he is, he's like an opening villain. They just like do Morbius style, just get his voice again, like, oh, something about Spider-Man. Like, that's all they do. So, like, I
Yeah.
could see that. There was another rumor today that they're casting a male villain that's 30 to 50 year range. So, I don't know what that means, but
Yeah, I guess we haven't really had a lot of like women villains in the Spider-Man movies in general. So I'd be down for that for
have we had
Sadie
any?
Sink to.
We had
I mean,
Goblin,
yeah, I was
Doc
immediately
Ock.
thinking of like Olivia from the animated one, but like live action.
Yeah, because we had Doc Ock, Goblin, and then Venom and Sandman for Toby. And then we had Green Goblin, Electro, and Lizard. And then with Tom, we've never had. So there's actually never
Yeah.
been a live action female villain. So you know what? I can actually be sold on that then. If they're like, hey, we want to do a goblin, but we don't want to do it. And wouldn't that be a fun switch where let's say Peter meets Harry and they do cast a Norman, and the whole time Peter thinks this Norman's gonna fucking turn into the Green Goblin, but really it's Sadie Sink, like the girl. Like, you know what? That's actually fun because like the whole time
Comes
Norman's
on the boob suit. It's like, wait a minute, that's not Norman.
yeah, like that would be fun. Like the whole time you think, yeah, Norman. Like we as the viewers would think, oh, Norman Osborn's going to turn. He would think the same thing. He just went through No Way Home where a Norman Osborn killed his aunt. So you know what? I could see the pitch where that's the flip. Where oh no, it's actually Sadie Sink or whoever that's Menace, and she.
And you
know?
get Coleman Domingo for that? Like, come on.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah, that'd be good. Even though I'd be disappointed he'd never be Goblin though, right? Like if they do that route.
Well, there's always room down the road.
Yeah.
I'm going back to formula later.
Or they're gonna make my man Ultimate Goblin, where he's fucking Coleman Domingo in like the Harrison Ford Red Dot scenario. I don't want that, but
They have the voice though. The voice
yeah,
is like
absolutely a
most of
voice.
him.
Yeah, you know, I've kind of sold myself. Like I could be
Yeah.
convinced on Menace, a new
I'm
Goblin.
sold. I'm sold on it. I like just different versions or variants of a familiar type of character that I've seen before. And although this isn't just like an alternate Green Goblin, still a glider. Got a sweet suit. Something about just villains with like a red cloak that just gets me
Massive
going.
rack,
Takes me back
Maybe
to
instead of, like,
Fable, Jack of
Pumpkin
Blades
bombs
style.
has some like cantaloupe bombs or something else like
Some
that.
squashes. There's
Some
many
squash,
many
yeah.
things.
Any
eco-friendly
Or
squashes.
Yeah, no, I'm totally down. Let's get many goblins in here. Let's enter the Goblin verse, in the Spider-Man universe. Whatever gets me to Hobgoblin.
Brand new
I'll take
Goblin
it.
is the second movie.
If I
I
get 2 gray goblins for every 1 Hobgoblin, I'll be happy.
I think if you get Menace, you don't get Hobby. I don't think that happens. I
Ever?
love-
Hobby.
Or like just in this.
just in the Tom
run.
Holland ones, because I
That's fine.
feel like there was other rumors we
long as I
didn't
get it.
cover weeks ago, but there was this group that said like, oh yeah, they're trying to map out this whole trilogy. I feel
Well, Ned
like
was supposed to be a Hobgoblin, right? At some point in time.
he is in the comics. Ned Leeds is one of the Hobgoblins. There's multiple, but he is one of
So-
the Hobgoblins. So, and I don't want that. I don't want that
happening.
character. No, I don't want that. Like,
Hey, Peter.
I think the clear, if that Venom thing's true, I think the clear trajectory is whatever this movie is, Venom, and then Miles, and Tom's out. Like, that 6-1 has to
Tom's
be,
out.
or yeah, Tom. Yeah, no, I think so. Like, I think that's
Tom's
6-1
playing this character for 63 years, I think.
till he's 90. So
Yeah.
throw in Norman as the Golden Goblin.
Oh,
I don't know what that is, but that's
I-
badass.
I'm down.
I don't
He's all
think I-
bejeweled. He's wearing like a
Golden
cane.
God.
That'd be cool.
Don't stereotype. You're getting Coleman Domingo and you're making him have a cane. They're like, Kevin, this doesn't
Gonna be a
play
pimp.
well.
Yeah.
I'll share the screen, but I'm actually not digging this look. I feel like I've actually never heard of this, to be honest. He's looking too. No offense,
Looking
if
like
Fanboy
White
Clan's
Tiger.
listening. He's looking too Power Rangers for me. Oh, this is when he's good, right? Isn't the first? Yeah, that. Okay, now I remember. Yeah, this is when he's good. Yeah, you could do that. Get Coleman Domingo to be the cool guy. But yeah, I don't love this. All this. It's
Kinda gives
too
me,
much.
like, Nova
I like the
Prime
glider.
vibes.
Yeah, I like the purple.
The glider looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, so I'm into that.
Poor Jack.
Oh,
You're
absolutely.
no goblin.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see. But give me a Hobgoblin, So, and please, like, even though I own the replica of Defoe. I love that outfit, but like, I'm still waiting for this too. I'm still waiting for
Oh,
the
fuck
skin
yeah.
tight Goblin, whatever.
That's the Coleman Domingo one right there.
Or the Sadie Sink one, the skin tight. They saw the drawings. They're like, oh, that's what we got to do. It's what the people want. But yeah, I don't know about that. That's There we go. There's a goblin. Oh, who's all these goblins? Gold goblin. Last image here. Oh, there's too much here. I'm over wiki. Never mind. But we will see what happens. Anything else on this story? boys?
All that. You guys more or less hyped on the movie? Everything that we've heard today. Up or down?
I'm gonna say more, even though I don't love the subtitle. Just get me enticed, getting closer to more Spidey content. I love the font. I really, really love the font. That got
Yeah.
me more juice than I would have expected to be. But yeah,
I was gonna
Brand
say
New
from
Boy would have been a better title.
What we know, I'm more excited because we know that I like that font, which could change, and I know we're not doing the home titles anymore. I don't want them to do the day things. Really, don't do that. But like, at least work from home, and like,
No
these
time today.
these plot rumors, like even both ones of like the Menace or even like Downey, Vulture, and Garfield. Like, I'd like to see Garfield back, but I really was hoping last night for at least just a synopsis, other than like Peter has a new life. Like, I still need just that 2-sentence like elevator pitch. I think once it's gonna be kind of like Spider-Man 3, which was fucking a crazy day when we found out Jamie Foxx was come back as Electro. But that's really what I need is once I get one villain confirmed, I feel like that will gauge my excitement. Because like if they were to say, hey, yeah, Sadie Sink's playing Menace, then we kind of okay, it's kind of that type of story, and I think I would be more excited, I guess, because I guess that would maybe mean we get Osborn. So yeah, I'm definitely more excited. I'm excited because in the last 2 weeks we've gotten a casting with Sadie Sink, we've gotten a date and a title. So that means we're cooking,
yeah,
we're moving.
rolling.
So yeah, Dylan, you more excited? Let's say you asked.
I think slightly up, slightly inclined. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna take our first ad break and then we'll be right back. And we're back, and if you didn't want to listen to those pesky ads, which you don't do support us, but you could support us even in a better way, because not only do you get every episode we do ad free, you get a bunch of exclusive episodes. We got bread and butters and originals. You can call into After 9, which will be, and I think this month we're going to be doing a movie night, so I'm sure we'll watch some shitty fun movie with the patrons. We haven't done that since Halloween, so that'll be a good time. But you can call into that. You can get our retrospectives where we review every movie in a franchise. Right now we're doing Mission Impossible, Superman, and Fantastic Four. Those are lots of fun. Some of them are all up there. Some of them are still coming out. I think F4 is up there. Superman's almost done. Mission Impossible, there's only 3 up there. But go down to all the links. Thank you to our Patreon producers where you can get every single thing that we offer. Aaron Bain, April Darkness, Jack Grant, Sam, Superman, Mike, God Loves Me 69, Jeremy Brenner. Oh, fuck. And Charlie Randall. No, sorry, I just got the notification.
Poor Charlie.
Sorry, Charlie don't understand. I guess I got the notification Val Kilmer's passed away. That's such a bummer, man. Oh, man. I'll probably do a Travis Told You on that because people know my story. My whole life, my uncle and I have always been like, you look like Val Kilmer. You look like Val Kilmer. And like that made me grow like liking more of his career because like, oh, who do I get compared to? And obviously he's played Batman and Top Gun, but man, shout out to Val. Everyone, if you haven't, even if like obviously everyone's busy, but if you're not even the biggest fan, on Amazon Prime they did a documentary about like his career, but then also his sickness when he got the throat cancer. It's a 2-hour doc, and it's really good. It gets sad in that third act, but then there's like a happiness near the end. His son narrates the documentary for him.
That's cool.
It's really good, and it's a good look in life where this is a guy that's an actor that obviously you lose your voice. That's like a crushing blow, but you can see kind of how he finds life after. But man, 65, that's not even like a super old age. So yeah, shout out to Val Kilmer. Big rest in peace. That's a big piece of my childhood gone right there, man. That's fuck.
What are his top three Val Kilmer roles or movies?
Well, funny enough, you can check this out. Last month, we did our football like draft like pool thing, and I claimed Tombstone, and we had to watch that. That's where what's the sickness he has again, Kirkland? It's a cowboy movie, and he has like some sickness that's killing him.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Yeah, but he plays it really well. So it's like this kind of dying out cowboy that's still trying to be heroic, but he's like. Dylan, he's so charismatic in this movie. He has like 10 of the 15 most like
is what it is.
Yeah,
there
he has 10 of the 50 most coolest lines in that. If you've ever seen the
I'm putting
GIF
this on my
like,
movie watch list.
Yeah, if you've ever seen like I'll Be Your Huckleberry, it's the way he says it and the way he does it. He's such a cool motherfucker. So I'd say that Kirkland will appreciate this one as well. Heat, he's so good as Heat. That's the bank heist movie with Pacino and De Niro, and he's like the younger guy. He has like long hair, and he's the classic like has a wife, have a kid, trying to get out of the heist thing, but he's just like very cool. Oh, I'm trying to think like not Tombstone. Sorry, I'm blanking on the movie. Obviously Batman, but I wouldn't put it up there. Lots of people are gonna say Top Gun. He's like Iceman is like that's a you talk about charisma right there.
Yeah.
Like that's charisma, sex appeal. Like that's so damn good. But and fucking we gotta watch this movie one day. Me and Taylor Kirkland have been wanting to. We based a movie. One of our movies coming up is a little inspired off that. Is a Top Secret. It's a spy like parody movie in the 80s, and I should pull up. Val Kilmer passed away. I'm gonna pull up a little best of here, but it's like some of the best like humor going on in a movie. I'll pull it up, but it's very well done. Like they don't make spoofs like this anymore. But
well said.
Detold just pre-ordered my Tombstone steelbook yesterday. That is crazy timing.
Kirkland, you have any I didn't mention? Also, I didn't mention Batman. He's a Batman, so that's lost another.
No,
Batman.
yeah, I feel like you listed some big ones in there, but like randomly or not randomly, I feel like he actually had quite a few projects that were just like big movies for me growing up. Like obviously Batman would be one of them, the original Top Gun. So like I just always like had his image or his face like somewhere in, even though I hadn't seen like Tombstone or or like the other ones that you had mentioned. Like back then it was just, I mean, if you play Batman, like you're gonna be the image of a lot of youngins growing up, and I always loved him as Batman.
Oh, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, that's another one
fuck.
he did right
Forgot he
before he
was in
got
there.
sick. It's with him and Downey, and it's Downey's like comeback movie after he got in all this trouble, and he's so good. Oh, I can't remember the character's name, like Gay something, and like he's so
Gay Perry.
charismatic. Yeah, he's so damn good in that. He's so good at the dialogue. Man, that's a big one. Yeah, here I got a couple. It's just only a few minutes scenes, but it's worth some of this. Oh, don't give me an ad here, but there's some stuff where like he was breaking out very early, but where is it here? No, don't give me that one. Okay, here, give me this one here. There's good stuff.
A little choppy.
It's like I'm casting with Dylan or something here.
Oh no, is it choppy or no?
Oh.
They really don't make movies like this anymore. Like this level of parody.
Dumb shit like that. There's a classic one right here. Oh, let me find.
Do the
this
That's
is
what I
one-
imagine 1,000 Beavers is like as a movie.
This is much better than 1,000 Beavers. 1,000 Beavers was a tough one
Sorry.
here.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I got two more to show that are like
Two more 5-minute videos. Dylan.
No. Just classics here of this. I don't think it has any audio. There we go. We'll send some. But hang on, the actual classic clip. This clip you'll see is like a GIF many times. Kirkland knows what's coming up. It's. It's like dumb stuff all throughout, and then hang on, I got one last one, and this scene though is like really like very well done. Like I don't know how they I know how they shot it, but like it's impressive for the time it was. So I don't want full screen. So he's getting in a fight here. Yeah, hang on. So they fall off a bridge and they're gonna fight.
God.
Yeah. So in the water here.
When are we gonna be doing some water scenes?
One day. So look at this. So okay, they're fighting underwater. So yeah, okay, regular just action movie. They're fighting underwater. And then there's a stool there. Why is there a stool?
Oh my God! It just shatters.
The audio effects too.
Yeah, and then so there's a whole bar under.
Oh, nice. This is great.
There's a whole and look at this, like this is a huge set piece, like underwater. Like look, a chandelier just threw from the waterproof. Like the whole movie is like riddled with stuff like this. And I remember my dad
definitely
showing
gotta
it
watch
to me.
this.
Yeah, my dad showed it to me. I was like, it's when I was like younger, like this seems old. Like he's doing a rope-a-dope in the water, you know? Yeah, man, it's
Titty
It's
twister.
good stuff, yeah. So
Nice.
I won't continue. I could go on
Goddamn.
forever, but
I
yeah,
gotta
I'm gonna
watch
be
that.
watching those this weekend. So yeah, big man. Shout out to Val Kilmer. That's a huge loss. Truly will be missed. We didn't do this quickly. What have you guys been watching? Because we haven't done this segment in a while. So I'm like, oh, we should do this. And when WB didn't have a panel, I'm like, okay, we can quickly shout out some things. So Dylan, what are you been watching? Anything? Is that internet letting you watch anything?
Yeah. Normally it's great, except for tonight, when I have to watch a show and do 2 podcasts. Of course, that's how it goes. I mean, I don't think I've been on that what we've been watching segment in like a month and a half. So a lot of things, but I'll just shout out 3 things.
Yeah.
3 things I picked out. One is for you, Kirkland. Have you seen Ponyo, the Ghibli movie?
Oh, dude, I just watched that actually. I was
Oh,
gonna shout
really?
that out tonight. Yeah, that's so funny.
That's
that is
crazy.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Because that is like one I'd never heard of until I watched it a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
Stacked
I mean,
cast. Stacked,
the cast
like,
is
English
insane.
cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
super great cast. I had a really great time with that one. I mean, of course, the art and animation is fantastic as it always is, the colors and whatnot. But I feel like with Ghibli stuff, I always struggle just with like the ending sequences are always so wild and crazy things happen, and I feel like I lose the plot and I don't know what it's about anymore. And sometimes that's good because I can interpret it, and sometimes I'm just so confused and I can't. But this one, I felt like I actually came away with it with, I understood the message and like it meant something to me, and so really, really great movie. So shout outs to Ponyo. I love how just a very silly movie as a lot of the Ghibli stuff is, but sometimes they're more serious, sometimes they're more silly, and I appreciated the silliness of this one.
There's like a good guide out there that like tells you like a good age range for like Studio Ghibli movies because like because they're all over the place. Like Princess Mononoke is like way more for like adult audience members. Like there's blood, there's violence in it. Whereas Ponyo, it's for like all audiences. Like I showed a couple years ago, Shane, I showed that to my sister and her kids, and they just got enamored by it, by just all the animation and just the like when they're in the sea and you're just seeing all the different types of fish going around. There's colors going on. You have Liam Neeson like just talking about whatever.
Dude, his character is so good the whole way
The
through, and
Sea
such a
King
funny
guy, yeah.
casting choice for that character.
Yeah, so I'm so glad that you watched that because I think that's Shay's favorite of them.
Okay.
Howl's Moving Castle is close up there too. Howl's I think is still my favorite. Like I love them all. I recommend everyone watch all those movies, and because there's just such a good range of age ranges.
Different
like I feel
vibes.
like there's a Studio Ghibli film for everyone out there. I truly believe that. So I'm glad you watched it.
Yeah, and Tina Fey as the mom too, like just hilarious, and her chaotic driving on the highway like always stressed me out, especially when it starts raining and stuff.
And they're like, man, don't go. She's like, I'm just gonna risk it. It's like, oh my gosh, this is
all the reactions from that character, or when she's just pissed off at her husband, like lying on the bed in funny ways. Like I that character is so much fun. So yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. Another animated movie that I finally watched Inside Out 2, which fantastic movie. Of course, it's Pixar, and made me cry. It's very emotional, all that good stuff. But I think the one thing that I'm pissed about that I didn't watch this sooner, like before Golden Geeks, is like when else am I going to get the chance to nominate Maya Hawke as like a best villain in a Golden Geeks year? It might never happen again, and so I'm pissed I didn't watch this movie sooner because I specifically loved like that character of anxiety in that movie is so fun and so well done, and obviously the movie pulls on all the heartstrings as expected. So really, really enjoyed that one. But it's Pixar, so like, what do you expect? It's always going to be great. And then I think my last shout out is this really weird movie that I watched recently called Jam with a D at the start. And I looked this up on IMDb. Apparently, it has like that was the original title. Now it's called Journey from Greece is what it's called. This is like a French movie, I believe, or maybe a Greek movie, whatever it is. Not in English, but a very silly like travel movie, kind of between these two characters, just going across these borders, and they have to do like one simple task, but then of course like all sorts of crazy things happen, and they lose this thing. A lot of things happen in like a very Big Lebowski way at times, where it's just like things happen for kind of no reason, and then we just kind of roll with it, and then the movie ends up being about other stuff. Or you'll just get like a 5-10 minute long sequence of characters just like singing a song, and it has like no plot in it whatsoever. But just a super weird vibes movie, really great acting. I've never seen any of these actors or director or writer, any of these people before, so it's kind of a fun, just really weird pocket. I feel like I don't really watch a lot of foreign movies, and it's something I should do more. So this one was a really good time. I'd definitely recommend it.
Nice. Kirk, what about you? Also, we know which one movie you watched recently.
Yeah,
so.
I watched Ponyo. I also watched Howl's Moving Castle again because that's easily probably my top 3 favorite movie of all time, if not higher. Like I love that one so much. I think it's a truly perfect film. It was around the time when a bunch of people on our Discord were going to see Ghibli films in theaters, and I was just feeling left out, so I watched 2 of them back to back. But I watched that. I also a little while ago I watched the 3rd act of Dune 2, and then I just wanted to watch Dune.
That's how Kurt watches movies now. So when he plays games, I
just wanted to watch the climax, at the end, and then I just had to watch them. So I watched Dune 1 and Dune 2, both parts, and God, I fucking love those films. They just get me amped. Watch that. I also finished Delicious in the Dungeon, that Netflix animated show about the dungeon delvers making food, and fantastic. So good. I think season 2 is maybe coming out next year, like 2026. I didn't realize it was leaving on like such a cliffhanger. Like it was 24 episodes the first season, but it's a really okay, the adventure is still underway like by the time the first season ends. So I'm glad I didn't watch it last year, a little bit less time to wait for the next season, but yeah, it's truly fantastic. I recommend it to Pretty much everyone. I don't know. It's an anime.
Say that again.
Pretty much anyone. I'll recommend it. If you don't like, there's an English version, I guess, as Netflix usually has for all their animated stuff.
You're not convincing Travis. He's not watching this.
But yeah.
You'd be surprised. I didn't pull the trigger on a movie recently because we haven't. I don't think we've announced this. If not, but for July or August, we're all gonna pick one movie to retro because we've always done retro. So we're all gonna pick one. We all have to as like a 10-year thing. And Kirkland might have an anime movie he might pick. So I held off on watching it, but I did hit him up and be like, hey, tell me about this. And there's another anime. It's when Dylan around the time Intergalactic, that game showed, and they listed all like the inspirations. And I was like,
Akira.
yeah, and other stuff too. And I was like, oh, you know what? I like that entire vibe. So I'm like, maybe I should give it a shot. And I liked that Dragon Ball movie, not the live action one.
The
that
Broly
one we
one.
watched a
Yeah.
couple, So I've
Broly
been
one
a
was
bit
good.
more
Okay.
broad in the horizons. But yeah, I'm
Love to
not
see it.
jumping on it. Not jumping on it right now. It's slow and steady. So
You just need to get some Studio Ghibli in your house, and then the girls will just love it, and then you'll start watching them all.
is that the same? That's the same type of vibe as what's the one we watched a couple years ago?
The
for
Boy and the
Golden Geese?
Heron.
Boy and
It's
the
the same
Heron.
studio. So
Okay,
yeah.
yes. Yeah. So, and that's, because I feel like I have like high highs with that movie, but then there's also things that annoy me. And that happens a lot with anime. There's a lot of
But
things
that's
that
also like a
annoy
lower
me.
tier.
I would
Ghibli
say
film,
so.
I would say
Yeah.
Okay.
across
So yeah,
the board.
that's true. So yeah, maybe I'll dive into it. The girls, I have to when Emily's not around because she doesn't like anime nor.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
she one
crazy to
time
me.
said she's like,
I
yeah,
have a
people that,
heart, Emily.
she's like, people that watch anime are weird. I'm like, what about Kirkland? She's well, not those people. Yeah, of course, right? But like,
Wow.
Next COD night, I'm gonna bring that up. I'm gonna
Yeah.
remember that.
yeah.
Somebody save me. Somebody help me up. And
You
then I'm just
should,
not
yeah,
gonna
call her
remember.
out, yeah.
Oh,
I
sorry.
never save an anime fan. Yeah, leaves you to bleed out on the floor.
Turn around, run away. Yeah. Beyond that, I think that's it. I think that's the main hitters for me.
I'll quickly shout out Detool, any White Lotus fans. I am caught up on White Lotus, really enjoying the season. I was shocked because the first two seasons are 6 episodes. And so I was watching the 6th episode, I'm like, wow, we're wrapping up here. I feel like there's so much to do. And then I realized that there's 2 more episodes this season, which is exciting to have even more White Lotus. So yeah, this show's great. It's kind of my favorite show on right now. It's insane and weird, and the Sam Rockwell scene, which I'm sure you guys have seen some memes about that. It's just
Yes.
absolutely crazy.
He's just kind of around and like, hey, you want to do this? And like, sure. And yeah, I'm excited to get there. So
Yeah, but yeah, it's super enjoyable. I think so far it might be like my bottom of the 3 seasons, but like it's 3 great seasons, so it's still really solid. And yeah, one more episode, so hopefully, I'm sure the finale is gonna be pretty wild. Walton Goggins, fucking treasure. I just love everything he's doing, and he just being a pissed off like older guy in this is just every scene he's in. Even if it's not a comedic scene, I'm just dying laughing. And there's something about him. He's able to. The faces he makes are great. So, shouts to that show.
yeah,
Shouts out to his agent too, because I feel like just the projects that he's been a part of, it's just fantastic.
except for
Agreed.
MCU, they didn't get him a good role there. Remember, they wasted
Coming
that
back
guy.
for
He
Brave,
fired
Brave New
his
Day.
agent, around that.
Yeah, fuck, like that's a perfect Norman Osborn right there. Like he's great. Yeah, no, I'm excited to get Crave next because me and Emily, because the kids are back at school, we're finally watching shows, and that's where it gets into some of my stuff we're watching. We're watching Adolescence, that show on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I watched all of that too. Actually,
we're I'd say we're like 75%. We got the last episode and then some. Like it's like I think 10 minutes the 3rd episode and then the finale. There,
Okay.
how was that for you?
I forgot to write it down in my notes just because once again it's been so long since we've done one of these sequences. Really love that show. I think it was a really interesting sort of meta take on like so many. We get so many, especially Netflix like crime doc things, and I feel like this show is kind of a commentary on those in a way. I don't really want to spoil too much, but it's also I feel like tackling like how those kinds of things affect like families of people rather than like just the immediate people involved. And I obviously like there's 4 episodes. Every episode is like a one take, one shot kind of thing.
And a
that made it-
legitimate one. That's what's.
Oh really? There's no fake in it?
It's fucking crazy, Dylan. You need Emily.
Because
told
I
me
was
this.
looking, I'm looking
Yeah.
for like it to zoom in on a wall at some point, and I could never catch any of those moments. It felt very authentic and very immersive, and it made the whole show feel like more real. So yeah, that show is really, really good. I had a great time. with
It's
it.
a tough watch because I think very realistic, very powerful, like lots of like messaging has to do with today. But yeah, Kirkland, even though it might
Great
not
acting.
be up, yeah, the acting's great. I'm not sure if you and Shade's like that's a movie night thing, but even for yourself, you should watch one episode of like because we, spoiler for our third film, we got a oneer, and that was a pain in the ass too, and it's nowhere good as this. We had a oneer that involved stairs, and man, it was a fucking bitch to get, but we got it. But this, they'll do a full 62-minute episode, and it's a oneer because they use drones. And then what they did is because Emily told me this, and I'm like, there's no way, because I'm going to talk about the studio in a second. And the studio, they said that too, but there's multiple times where they're like, okay, that's a cut. It's like Birdman style, right? Where it's like, okay, you can see it. It's like, yeah, like the inspiration is a oneer, but like it's not a full thing, right? Or even 1917. These episodes are legitimately a oneer because most of these episodes they built the sets, so like the school and the prison, that's just a set that is all they've built and gone together. And it's impressive. They'll go from outside into a house, into a prison, even though it's a set. And what they did is they had the actors like really rehearse it, and they filmed these episodes like 10 times, and they said they treated it like a play. So that's how they did it, where people had to be on cue, on their mark. That's why there's lots of times where there'll be two actors standing somewhere and they're talking for like 5 minutes because they're setting up the next room. And yeah, Dylan, what you should do is if you just Google it, there's a 20-minute Netflix YouTube video, and there's 5 minutes on each episode, and you can see how they did
Cool.
it. It's
Put that in right now.
when Emily told me that, I'm like, there's no way they did like a 60-minute one. Like, there's no way they pulled that off, and it's crazy. Like, it is and it's gonna win all the Emmys this year. The show by itself, even if it wasn't the oneer thing, is that good. But like that on top of it, it broke my brain of like, if one person fucks up, you just gotta start the whole thing over. And it's just, I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there like, I would never do this. Like, and kudos to them. That there shows my filmmaker prowess. Like, I'm like, you tell me, like, luckily it's just a mini series, but still, it's like almost 4 hours of like oneers. It's like, that is just bonk.
Say that again.
It's bonkers.
And there's like a lot of things that happen in these episodes. Like they're moving between various locations, and it's crazy.
It's nuts. It's crazy. So yeah, definitely watch that. We're gonna finish that this week, and then watch the studio. If you listen to this podcast, have any interest in film, you gotta watch the studio.
That's an Apple one, right?
It's Apple. Yeah, it's a Seth Rogen one. He takes over as a new studio head. It's so fucking good. Episode 2 is all about getting the shot, and I told Kirkland to like, you gotta watch it, because especially when we've shot outside, it's like we've been there like, oh, sun's going down, like sun's getting real low, big guy, and it's like this whole episode about like they're trying to get the golden hour shot, and everything's going wrong, and it is like, I heard the hype and I'm like, like I bet it's good, but I don't know if it can be this good. But it is that good, and it's so like, it feels like the show was just written yesterday and then produced and put out there. It's like so timely and so on the money. Martin Scorsese has a role in the first one, and Steve Buscemi. They're fucking so good, and there's a cast list of so many people coming up, but highly recommend. It's really good. If you like film, anything about this industry, have to watch it. And then I've just been watching here and things there. I watched Wolfman today. I liked that. I'm catching up on movies I haven't seen. I liked that enough, I think, more than other people. I saw Letterboxd was pretty low. Watched Hard Eyes. Not for me. Not my bag, baby. It's
Shocker.
I was hoping, but and then me and Emily went through the Bridget Jones series, which I will say, overall, like, fine series, but there's a shot. The fourth movie is all about grief, and there's a shot. I'll just say the balloon shot. Emily had to look at me like, I know I get emotional movie. I literally, I was bawling, and I looked at her. I'm like, I don't even fucking love these movies, but it's about dealing with grief and and it's just like, they just like did it so well of just putting in this great scene of how you're dealing with it and moving on, but you want to keep that person in your life and all like the struggle. And I could not, like, all these movies to me are like 6 out of 10, like 7, like they're nothing like I'm gonna love, but this like second act segment, it got me. It fucking broke me. It's the most I've cried since Logan died in the X-Men movies, and it was just like, man, it stuck with me. And so just this rom-com series had something going on. But that's what I've been watching. So,
Nice.
And that's about it. So, what do we got next here? Okay, so I'm just gonna throw a bunch of stuff at you that have been announced in a little bit here. Zelda. Zelda live action movie has officially been dated for March 2027. Come from this, there was scoopers saying that it's planned to be a trilogy. They're casting actors, and the idea is that you're signing on for 3 movies in 6 years. So Nintendo and Sony haven't come out and outright said this is what it is, but supposedly in the contracts, the casting, it's like you're signing up for a long venture. So we got a Zelda trilogy. They are releasing in 2028. We've talked about this before, but they confirmed it officially. 4 Beatles movies in April 2028. They've not said if it's going to be the same day or if it's going to be weekly, but they got a huge cast with Paul Mescal and Barry Keoghan and Harris Dickinson and who's the other? Oh, Joseph Quinn. So they're getting all the British Instagram people. Today was confirmed that we're getting the Kane spinoff for John Wick. We're getting a prequel anime movie about the night where I think, okay, we'll get back to that. What Bob said there about the Beatles thing. We're getting a John Wick prequel animated movie where, if you guys remember, where they're like, oh, John Wick one night had to go and kill a bunch of people to like make himself a free man. It's about that. It's like his night to become like a regular guy. And then they confirmed they just said we have a story, and Chad Stahelski and Keanu Reeves are coming back for John Wick 5. And then this one, which is supposed to be for me and Kirkland, but Dexter Original Sin renewed for season 2. So what's juice in your gums right there out of all those? Dylan, Zelda trilogy, you ready? Your gums juiced?
My gums are maybe not totally juiced.
Yep.
Probably a little bit more could be squeezed out of them there. Yeah, I mean, trilogy, that's bold. It means they're probably pretty confident in it. We'll see. Until I get a trailer or more info on like who's playing these characters, it's hard for me to feel one way or the other about it. Although I did really like the Mario movie, so if that's the one thing we have to go off here in terms of what quality could be like, even if this is live action,
Like the 90s Mario movie that we retroed?
yeah, that one, yeah.
Live action? Yeah.
But yeah, trilogy, that's kind of crazy, especially because like a lot of the Zelda, like there's not really Zelda games that are like sequels to each other. Like you do get like a Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom situation, but mostly they are one-off individual stories. And even if you didn't do a sequel to Breath of the Wild, I don't think anyone would question that, right? Just in terms of what it is, but also those movies or those games are not really huge story games in general. I don't know. Sometimes they are, I guess, but interesting. We'll see what's going on there.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I can't remember. Did you watch the news Planet of the Apes?
I did, yeah.
Okay. How did you feel about that? That's the director from that? It was fine, right? For you?
Yeah, I didn't really like it, but it's
What a wonderful
I couldn't say it's
day.
awful.
Fuck, I shouldn't have asked.
What a brand new day.
Brand new boy.
Sorry, the Beatles thing. The Beatles thing. Theater, same day,
Theater.
same month.
Asp was saying they said they were the same day. They're for sure the same month because they at least said April 2028, but they're calling it a
Who greenlights
cinematic-
these decisions?
Sony.
Because
choose
when
one.
these
Can't see
things
them all.
bomb, I hope the CEOs get fired and not the people who work hard on these movies. Like this is so stupid.
Sony greenlit it.
No, I will tell you, 7 people will see the Ringo one. That one will bomb, and maybe they
Barry
only.
though. Barry's Ringo.
You think Barry is a box office seller? How much did Saltburn make at the box office? Huh?
Huge hit on Prime though. That was the talk of that.
I'm
Christmas,
not asking
right?
about Prime. I'm asking about the theater.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm with you. I'm down for when I made that speech about Warner Brothers and I want there to be more studios. This is a concerning, like, man, like, is this something that sinks your studio? I guess the good thing is they're shooting them all at the same time, so they save costs that way. And literally, what they're going to be doing is shooting the same scene, but from different like point of views and aspects. So like,
That sounds like a great thing to release on Netflix same day. An awful thing to release in a theater.
I guess if any band, if any property is going to get this treatment, it should be the Beatles. They are one of the most influential, important bands of all time. It is just a question of will people pay to see this in 2028? Let alone would they pay to see it now? This is now 3 years from now. I do not know. I will say like I'm a big Beatles fan, but they're not my top 10. But it's like they're not one of my favorites, right? So like I don't even know if I need this, but there is point where if I can do it, I would love to try to sit down and just do the whole Beatles thing. Sit down for all 4 movies one day, just see like what the experience is like. Is there an order I should watch them in? Is it pick or choose? I don't know. So I appreciate them being bold, and all I can say is I'm with Dylan where I don't think it's a good idea, but I hope in 2028 it's like the Barbenheimer, where for some reason this just fucking like it destroys.
That's what they
like,
want, I'm sure.
That's what they want. Yeah, the Beatlesheimer. But like I hope it pays off and they can go like, look, we fucking released 4 movies in one day. It was this huge phenomenon. Like no one's ever done this. My fingers crossed that it works out, because that would be such like a cool story. And if any music act's gonna do it, it would be like the Beatles is the one to take the chance on. Am I confident? No, but like we'll see. I think the movies will be great. Sam Mendes is a fantastic director, so I have every confidence. Like Skyfall, American Beauty, like this guy's won multiple Oscars. Like he's got the goods. So I know the movies' qualities are gonna. I think they're gonna have it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Should I keep going here, or do you guys want to jump in on this?
I think the
Beatles?
Beatles thing is a terrible idea, and I don't see a world on how that's successful at all. I think it was on Disney. They released like a Beatles thing a little while ago.
Peter Jackson did, yeah.
I heard that was really good, and I didn't seek that one out, so I'm not going to seek this out at all.
Barry though, Joseph Quinn, you know.
No.
In no world am I going to see Barry as Ringo. I just, I don't know. He's a good actor. but I
Really?
don't think I'm going to see
Got
that.
the Ringo
no.
nose, man.
Oh, I think he's like pitch perfect, and like he can be like the kind of oddball of the group. Like Barry's an oddball guy.
I'm not. I don't think I'll be
Ollie at
able
the
to
start of
unsee
Saltburn.
Barry though. I think he's too iconic.
He's too iconic, but he can't open
He's
a
too
movie. He's
iconic.
too iconic, but he can't open a movie.
Oh, I love Barry, but I'm saying
Yeah.
do the people, to the theater goers.
Maybe
I
at
will
that
see
point
none
he's
of
played
these
Joker,
movies.
and that's helped him out. You'll see none of them.
I'm not going to see any of these. No.
You at home?
I've mentioned many times. I'm bored of these music biopic things. They all feel very by the numbers. I also way back in high school, in my high school we had the history of rock and roll was a class you could
Oh,
take.
man.
And
I
it was a good
remember that.
time. Kirkland, you take that too?
I had the
I forget
teacher
the-
in English class, so the
That
English
teacher was
room,
cool.
it was just
Yeah.
like band stuff
Yeah,
all
yeah.
around.
He was a cool guy.
Shouts at him.
There was like so much. I feel like a third of that course, or even a half of it, was just like all about the Beatles. And I feel like still since then, I'm like, I never need to learn anything about the Beatles ever again. Like I've learned enough Beatles for a lifetime, and I'll listen to them. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't need to go and see their story here. So not for me. I'm not the demographic for this. But also, I'm a big music guy, and if I'm not the demographic, and we'll see who else is
Yeah.
gonna get 1 ticket, let alone 4. We'll have to wait and see.
Maybe there's like a combo deal, you know. And Superman Mike's
Probably.
Magic,
Four
they're all
different
3
Well, that's the only way
hours.
they're gonna sell a Ringo ticket is if they have a combo deal.
I think Barry's gonna help. I'm telling you, or if they, I don't know if it's not all day, you put Ringo in the middle. You gotta end with Paul or John, and vice versa. You know, like that. That's what you gotta do. I don't think they're
Forced
gonna
to buy
be.
4 tickets.
I don't think they're gonna be 3 hours. I think they'll be around 2. That's my prediction. All of them will be kept to 2 because you cover a lot of ground in the same movie. So I think you don't got to repeat. So that's only 8 hours. You know.
Are all 4 movies gonna be a one shot?
Please don't make Sam Mendes have to do that. That's why it's 2028. That's still 3 years away. So, yeah. But hey,
There's like a video that comes out. It's him just breaking down like good old Ian McKellen on the set
Yeah,
of The
I
Hobbit.
can't do this, Barry.
It has to be one shot. We have to. We're committed to the one
I
shot.
can't do this.
Look at the
Sony.
first 2 movies, one shot. You have 2 more to do.
Yeah. Just keep going, Dylan.
Guys, I think I'm burnt out of John Wick.
We haven't even got Ballerina yet.
I know, and I don't know. I love Anna. I don't know if I'm seeing that movie.
I heard. Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah,
by that.
I think I'm good. Like 4 was great. It was a great send off. I played the game afterwards, or maybe I played that right before, and like, I think I'm good. I think I'm good with John Wick. I didn't watch Continental, and I think unless Golden Geeks requires me to watch these, I don't think I'll be watching these ones. I think I've had enough John Wick for a lifetime. I think I'm ready to move on. Just like I've had enough learning about Beatles lore for a lifetime.
If you had to watch the 4 Beatles movies or Ballerina, John Wick 5, John Wick anime prequel, and the Kane sequel, what would you pick?
Do I have to watch Continental as well, or is that
just
off the
the
table?
4 movies. So the Kane spinoff, Ballerina.
I'll go see John Wick 100% of the
Don't
time
you
I
feel like, especially if they're all John Wick 4 lengths, so don't you think after like 8 hours, your ears are just gonna be like you're gonna get a headache from those movies? I feel.
I already am at headache status with John Wick though, so it's
Where
like,
the Beatles, you know enough, but you're gonna get that music. You know, you're like, you know what? You know, yeah.
I'd see John Wick. I'd see John Wick.
Okay, follow up. What do you think would be
Okay.
the better movies though, out of quality? Those 4 or the Beatles movies?
Remember
they had to
we
reshoot
got
all
Chad
that
coming.
again?
Chad's coming back for 5, right?
Yep, he's back.
What about the prequel? Who's doing that?
TBD. Oh no, Donnie Yen is directing his own prequel.
See, that's the thing where it's like we have different people. Wait, I thought he was doing the Kane thing.
No, he is.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
you mean the
confused.
anime?
Is
so
there a
the-
prequel and a Kane movie, or is that the same movie?
The Kane movie's a spin-off. The prequel is about John Wick and is an anime.
And Donnie Yen is directing the prequel?
No, Donnie Yen's directing the Kane movie about himself.
I'm so confused.
See, Beatles easy. 4 Beatles, same director, done. You're done. You know
You're
it.
the one
I
that
think
confused
that-
him, Travis.
Combo ticket.
I think the John Wick, you'll have 1 or 2 great movies in there, and then the other 2 will be like, it's fine. And then I think with the Beatles, you'll get 4 just 6 out of 10s, you know? So it depends how you
Oh.
shake that out.
Jeez, Louise, okay. No way.
But I think in terms of the Oscars, that's gonna be weird for the Beatles stuff. It's like nominating this guy for the role he played in 4 separate movies that came out the same day.
they
'Cause
just
these-
nominated for
that-
one.
Most
I
of the
think.
time, these biopic things are like Oscar bait fodder, right?
Yeah. I think they just nominate them for their own movie, right? But that would be something. The Beatles could just like take up the entire acting category.
Ringo in the Paul movie. It's like
yeah,
nominated.
support. They could take up supporting and that, but
Oh my god, they're gonna fill up the whole category. It's just gonna be these guys all in each other's movies.
I'm gonna make sure I pick one of those Beatles movies for Golden Geeks. Then you have to watch it, and then you're like, wow.
Oh,
you
we
know.
all have to pick one. And that should be. You should only have a limit of one that you can have on your draft for the year. That'll be fun.
Oh, that yeah. We should definitely all pick one for the draft. All of us have one Beatle movie. Which we think like it's
And
whoever
you
gets
can have the Ringo one, Travis, because you're so confident in Barry.
You never know. He could be Joker again at that point.
take the
His
John
stock
Lennon
raised
one.
Up, Paul. I think
I'm
Paul
I'm
gets
most
them.
excited. If I had to watch one, I'd watch the George Harrison one because that's my boy. But
Okay.
in terms of money, I'll go. It's
It's
hard
Paul.
between Lennon and
Paul's still
Paul.
alive. I think that's why, right? You get like.
But
side
isn't
by
that
side.
more interesting because John Lennon is dead, and so it's like, oh, it's the story of John.
Maybe, and you got the Yoko stuff in the John.
Maybe
thing.
Yoko's in there playing herself because I
She
think
is-
she's
on
oh,
the
no.
cover too.
She's not
John
playing
and
herself.
Yoko.
But Yoko is supposedly in these movies, so and that'll
Well,
be a
there you
big
go.
thing. The John movie. I'm a John Lennon guy.
It's
Kirkland,
gonna
do
be
you
like a
have a
Civil
Beatle?
War.
Yeah, Paul and Yoko.
all looking at each other.
The post credits gonna be wicked. Do you have a Beatle, Kirkland?
Who's
Do
your
I have
Beatle?
a Beatle?
Yeah, like who's the Beatle for you?
I think
Because
because
Taylor's the Ringo guy.
I think Paul would
Absolutely.
be my alignment.
So this is fitting. We all have a
Yeah.
Beatle. We all have a
That's who we
separate
should get in the
Beatle.
draft. I'm fine with that. Let
I'll
Taylor
take
have
the Paul
Ringo.
one.
But I don't want George Harrison in the draft. I want Paul or John.
We'll figure it out when we get there.
We'll figure it out.
I'm not
Hash it
with
out
you,
later.
Dylan, but I'm not with you in the John Wick stuff where, because Emily, like me and Emily had to come to Jesus moment today about the John Wick stuff. Because I'm like, fuck, like they're making my whole thing. I was on Vodka Stream, I've talked about this on the review, all this stuff lately. It's like, so this is repeat for some people. I do not want John Wick 5. My pitch was the only way I want this is Saw 10 style, where it's a prequel. And my pitch always was do John Wick 5, but it's about the night where he killed everyone and got away. And the second they announced that as the animated movie, I'm like, fuck, they're definitely not doing like 2 prequels in a row with John Wick. So like, what they're gonna do is they're gonna do the fucking, like Esbub said, it was a fake grave and he's been gone. They find him out and it's like old man John Wick. And I don't want that. I thought they had such balls, cojones, grapefruits, whatever you want to call it, vulvas,
Pumpkin
whatever.
bombs.
Yeah, pumpkin
vulvas.
bombs. Yeah, anything, massive melons, like whatever. Just the chutzpah to say, hey, we're not even going to say this is the final John Wick. They're not going to market that way. It just looks like another John Wick, and then they fucking kill them. How badass it is. Like, how impressive. Like, every time we get that with, like, Logan or something, right, where it's like the last Hugh Jackman movie, the last Daniel Craig movie. This is like, nope, oh, it's another John Wick. And then when he died, you're like, wow. Like, that, to me, was an actual bold thing, especially with this franchise. Each movie was bigger than the last. And there's no, like... John Wick 5 will probably be the biggest one because they're going to market it as the return of John Wick, the return of this, yet da da da. But it's just like, it's similar to Toy Story where it's like, I don't want this. And I said to Emily, I'm like, I know we do the podcast, but it's like I think I'm actively not gonna pay to see John Wick 5 just to be like send a message to be like, I don't want this. This is not what I want. I don't want to do this. But then she just said to me, she's like, everyone's gonna see John Wick and it's just gonna be a hit anyways. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. And then I just miss out on money because I don't review it. And like, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure Chad and Keanu can make another great action sequence, blah, blah, blah. But I just think like Chapter 4 was the peak. I consider Chapter 4 the greatest action movie of all time. I've not seen every action movie, but to me that was an action movie epic from the visuals, the sound, the acting, the twists, the turns, everything. And to me, it's just this just sullies it. They did say like we have a story, so I will officially still wait till that synopsis or that.
That's
pitch.
good that they said we have a story.
I meant in the way that they were very cagey about it. They didn't want to talk about it, so I will still give them the benefit of the doubt. But I do not want this, and this still actively now, like once it's confirmed, John Wick Chapter 5 or Chapter 4, no longer a 10 out of 10. Like it'll be dropped down to maybe a 9.5, but still, it's like a coward's move, and people might be asking like, oh, why do you do this? Because you like the comic book stuff. That's completely different. Where that's multiverse, like that's like you're kind of built in for that, right? Like John Wick 5 or 4, I'm mixing them up already. Felt like it had those stakes, and now it feels like it's kind of.
And it's
gone.
also only been like a few months. It's actually been like
Well,
probably
not a
2
few
years,
months.
but it feels like
Yeah.
no time has passed. Where it's something like 20 years later, actually he's alive. Maybe.
Yeah.
Cooler, but.
And it feels just like with Dexter Original Sin, which like I'll say like it's just for money. It's just like the same reason why we're doing a Dexter sequel show. It's just for money. And guess what? I'm the sucker because I'm gonna watch it because we have fun reviews, and I'm gonna watch fucking Miguel Prada come back and Trinity Killer. But so I guess I'm part of the problem, and that's the thing I understand. But it's just like they're just purely doing it because it's gonna make money, and that's why I thought maybe I should not see this. But it's a difficult situation. So
Don't see it.
Kane, I'm excited as long as that girl's in it from 4. Like I liked Kane enough, and then the anime prequel, we'll see. But we just talked about like anime. I'm still warming up to, but like I'm not like dying.
you're a big fan
for
now.
that. Yeah, massive fan.
Yeah.
I want an anime Beatles movie. That'll be the 5th one. That I put them all together. But
Nice.
Kirkland, you done with John? And like again, we haven't got Ballerina. So if Ballerina sucks, that can definitely recontextualize everything I'm saying here. So. Kirkland, you've not talked about John Wick, Dexter, or Zelda, so the floor is yours now.
Ooh, yeah. For me, with all of these, I'm pretty much. I'm pretty hyped, honestly, on all these. John Wick. There's some projects in the series already that I like more than others. But yeah, no, I'm. Keep feeding me. I'm gonna keep eating it up, and even if I don't love it as much as.
Are you talking about Dexter right now?
I'm talking John Wick first.
Oh, John Wick.
But
Okay, yeah.
but like across the board, Dexter stuff. It's funny. I didn't even mention that actually. What I've been
Right.
watching. I started watching Dexter again. The first show. Only a couple episodes in, but still, there's some things that are making me identify some things out of the original Sin show, and I'm like, oh yeah, I think a little bit lesser. I think on the original Sin iteration of that storyline or this character or something like that. But there was still a lot of juice in that first season that I really liked. I really liked the casting. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I just really like the chap that did Dexter, and then Deb, of course, and
Patrick Gibson. But Harry's
Patrick
awful,
Gibson, yeah.
right? Like
Harry,
now that
yeah,
you've
Harry
seen
is
it,
awful. Yeah,
when Taylor's like, oh yeah,
Christian
they're so
Slater,
similar. I'm
yeah.
like, you got no fucking. You need to rewatch that show. They are nothing alike. Like Christian Slater's in his own little world. That is not Harry
Oh,
Morgan
yeah.
at all. It's
terrible police officer as well.
Yeah.
Like super dirty, super
Terrible
funny and
husband?
stuff. Yeah,
Terrible
terrible
father?
across the board.
terrible person. Harry. He trained his son to
He
be a
is.
serial killer. He probably should just locked him up. He's fucking terrible person.
Never, yeah, he doesn't give his daughter, the attention she needs or deserves. But I digress. So I'm excited for that second season. And then for the Zelda stuff, I feel like when we first just got wind of like the idea of getting like a film. I was just like, I don't know how that's gonna work. It's not gonna fit that well. And then here, like getting the news that it's a trilogy, I think you could actually do like a contained story amongst the 3 films. Like the first movie could just be Link like getting like the hero costume and like kind of handling his first like little mini mission, and then you could like lead up to a big Ganon event or something by the third one. That's how I would hope it's structured, at least, not just 3 tales that he just like defeats the boss, and then jumps on to the next one. But who knows? Maybe they would tie it in with like a different, because this is live action, right?
This is a live action one, and the rumors are still
Yeah.
doing an animated one too, which is wild
yeah.
to me. Yeah.
So the idea that it is live action makes me want it to be even more like a contained story, like a complete. Which I feel like that would be what they'd be doing anyways. But still, that is where I line. I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think overall for that one, I think it's just such a big franchise, big title, and for that reason, the story will probably be fairly safe.
Yeah.
And with that, I think it'll be very successful financially.
I think as long as that movie's like even a 6 out of 10, that's like $1 billion right there. Like there's so many fans. Like if you can really get immersed in that world, like if they make a dog shit, then different. But if they can just make it like somewhat decent, I think like that could be huge. And at least like make sure it at least looks good. Don't make it look like what Minecraft's looking like. You gotta. That CGI's got to be on. And luckily it's the Apes people, right? So it's like, or the director. So I think he has some, you can't say those movies don't look good at least, right? So
what a wonderful day.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm actually pretty optimistic across the board for all of these. And yeah, let's get our mouth guards in.
I'm surprised we never got the Wonderful Day drop. We don't need to now, but I'm surprised it never happened.
It's not even in here anymore. I think we deleted it. We purged it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I don't remember seeing it.
I just heard you guys say it.
All right, let's take our last ad break. We're just going to talk about the Snow White box office and our draft updates, and then we'll be right back. And we are back. So as I pull up the draft updates here, because we're getting close to, we're kind of quarter way through the year, whatnot. April, I'll give some updates. Some are coming to an end. But Snow White had a 66% drop, biggest live action drop of all time. First weekend made 45 million, and the next weekend made like 12, 14. I unluckily have it in the movie draft, so that just fucking sucks right there. But Dylan, Kirkland, any theories of why? Because like it's funny where Lion King had a bad opening weekend, but then it had this big comeback, made 700 million. But then you have Snow White. The rumor is I think it's gonna lose Disney about like 115 to 150 million, somewhere in there. So it's it's like it's tough with the live action stuff, right? Because you literally have one that was like a near $1 billion movie, and then you have one that's losing you money. So I really can't be like, well, clearly they're not working. It's like I guess pick and choose. I don't know. Maybe people just didn't care about Snow White. Like obviously it didn't look good either. I haven't seen it. I won't see it by choice. But yeah, biggest drop in Disney live action history there. So
that is crazy. Yeah, I mean, at my office, at my work, not often are people talking about movies, but that weekend, like that Monday, last Monday, a couple people in the office, I did this weekend, I saw the new Snow White, and my God, that movie sucked. Oh, what a piece of shit. And like, these are people that I feel like are casuals, and they just kind of like most things they see. But still, these people, they went out of the way to see this, and they thought it was awful. And so that's probably the indicator for me is like the word of mouth was just trash, and anyone who was like considering seeing it, because one of my other coworkers was like, oh, that's out now, I didn't know about that. And then like the review they're getting from multiple people is this movie sucks, don't see it. So I feel like the word of mouth is just so atrocious perhaps that maybe that's what did it in.
Plus, like, it didn't look good, like, leading up to it, right? Like, I feel like all of us were like, these don't look good, and that's where
I remember we were talking, like, a month ago about that movie, and I had asked, oh, did that come out yet? Like, and I am, I'm here every week talking about this stuff, and I was not even aware of it. So, I don't know, maybe the marketing was just off, too. I'm not sure.
That, and I know people, they bring up, because, like, Zelda said some stuff, Gal Gadot had some shaky stuff, but I literally just think it's what Dylan's saying, where I think, like, it doesn't look good, and then the people that have seen it, for the most part, don't have great things to say. So it's like that just like sinks it right away. So, Kirkland, any theories?
Sinks.
I have no theories. My fingers are so off the pulse.
Jeff.
They're so off the pulse with this. I don't know if people were liking it or hating it or anything like that. But from what I saw, my judgments of the trailer, and just the buzz leading up to it, not too surprised.
I feel like Gal Gadot might be a rough few years. I don't know. I wonder what kind of gigs she's going to get in the next few years. I just feel like her stock has dropped to an all-time low.
Give me that stone. Yeah, she's got some stuff that's filming right now. Rachel Zegler has nothing filming right now, so I'm not. Yeah, and there's no Wonder Woman.
What I don't know if it's controversial. What was her controversy thing?
There's two things. One is that she shit all over the classic. Just talking about it's very much like. It's a man's story because like the prince saves or yet So, which I'm like, if anyone cares about that in 2022 to now, just please do something else with your life. Like, I don't know why you're that, like, your classics right there. And then she's a very vocal left-wing person, like very, very vocal, which I'm not saying is bad, good, whatever, but very, so like said something about, hey, anybody that voted for the president, you should like lose the right to, she didn't say live, but pretty much like, I never want to talk to you. Then she put out some big apology of like, sorry, I was heated in the moment. So she's very political and very open about it and very like anti the right and the current president. So lots of those people that make the red eye thumbnails have been like, that's why, and people turn it off. Like, I'm sure, don't get me wrong, same way as Gal Gadot's, comments about the war. I'm sure that did turn off a percentage of people, but I don't think that's what makes the movie bomb, in my opinion. I don't like, it's not that big of a thing. Like, if I walk up to anybody and it's like, did you hear what Gal Gadot said? You hear what Rachel Zegler said? Say that again. They're gonna say again. First of all, I honestly feel like they might ask me who are those two people for sure. At least Rachel, and then Gal gonna be like, oh, like they're not in tune to it the same way as us. The same way as like I didn't put this in the show notes, but this has something to do with it, and I'm guilty, right? But not as much. Coyote versus Acme. Remember we talked about a little bit how that Warner Bros. Sold that movie off for a tax write-off, but now they let a company buy it, so they've sold it to them for $50 million. It's gonna come out. That's all great, right? For the past year, I've seen so many people talk about it's the death of cinema, it's so bad, I guarantee you all those people are not going to go out and buy a fucking ticket to this movie. I will, because I agreed that this fucking sucks. You should not make a movie then just write off. I will, and me and my kids just saw the last Looney Tunes movie. And I will preface this in saying it's the same crowd as there's not enough original movies, and then all these fucking original movies come out and they bomb. Right now, I'm in the situation, I got 5 fucking kids. 2 of them are twins in 4 months. So right now, I'm in the situation where I can only see 1 movie a month. But these guys know that when I had the time, I've seen every original movie I fucking could. I'm the guy seeing Saltburn, like Dylan says, bombing. I'm the guy seeing Saltburn with one other guy and an old guy that's like, I don't like this movie. Like, I'm there. And even
what's he doing to that bathtub?
Yeah, even these guys in Taylor, I'd say, like, see more original movies than most of the people that complain about them. So again, it's just like when people talk about these things of like, oh, the bubble of Rachel or like original movies. This is what we like. My least favorite thing I've heard so much is with the DC stuff, with Endgame, people go, well, all they got to do, they got to make a great movie. How many fucking great movies have bombed since we've been doing this, guys? Like, for 10 years, like, Blade Runner 2049 is like a fucking masterpiece. That movie made dick all, like Companion, Novocaine, like all this stuff that's come out when people say, oh, it's a great, like, you just got to make a good story. No, you don't. You really don't. Look at Mufasa, 700 million, brother, like all that stuff. Like
brother.
It's literally, now it's sad. It is just about the IPs. And if you want original films, unfortunately, it's just going to be on streaming because all these movies that are coming out are just eating shit. And I'd love to go see them, but I can't.
But good thing we're getting 4 Beatles movies and 4 John Wick movies.
But that's their IPs, right? You can sell them on. That's why you guys should watch the fucking studio because it's all about they want to make a Kool-Aid movie. And like it's like that's the thing where it's like we're gonna live in that world where the theater stuff is just IP. Even the reports of Warner Brothers saying like now going forward after this year, they don't want to make anything that's on IP. And it's like, fuck, man, like what are we going to do? So I don't think it's because of, they said these comments and stuff. Finally, I suppose she's very much the target of those sort of people. I just saw a thumbnail said the no-name actress who destroyed a classic. So I don't think that really matters in X, Y, and Z. But to transfer over, because I haven't done this in 2025, an update on our drafts. Right now in the movie draft, Taylor's last place because he has nothing. But the reason I put this in here, sorry again, what's wrong? What happened?
When you said that about Taylor, I just thought about dropping the Tom Hardy gif, but I'm like, we don't need to do it. But that's just how my brain works these days.
Don't tempt me.
Fueled by Tom Hardy gif, yeah.
And that's the thing. Even Superman Mike, who is looking forward to it, saw it. I think Mike gave like a 3 out of 5. That's no way. It's like if it's not bad, it's like very middling stuff. But he says the big problem also the inflated budgets. Snow White did not look like a $269 movie. Yeah, and
that was the budget. Holy hell!
And that's the thing too. Stuff
Insanity.
like me and Kirkland talked about last week. I cannot wait for one battle after another. But the fact that budget's like 120 plus, it's like what are you doing? Even if you have to say no, like same thing. Maggie Gyllenhaal has a fucking musical Bride of Frankenstein movie that they showed night Warner Brothers coming out. It's like 120 million. That movie's gonna make dick all. Like, I'm sorry, like this is what you gotta watch the budgets. I'm not trying to sound like it's all about the movie business, but for us to survive and do this stuff, it's like you can't be greenlighting this stuff. And yeah, same with Snow White. It does not look like that. Even from the trailers, like where does
And
this
like, how
money
much you
go?
paying Rachel Zegler? Like, $2 million or something? Like,
I
I
think
feel
the
like
rumor was like she got 5 million and then Gal got like 10 to 15 or something.
okay, so yeah, that's eating up like nothing. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know if just reshoots. Obviously, some stuff's COVID. I digress. Only thing with Taylor is this. I'll bring up that. So he drafted Michael, Jurassic World Rebirth, Lilo and Stitch. So another live action Disney one. We'll see how it does. Elo, The Bad Guys, Mortal Kombat 2, 28 years later, Per Badlands, Animal Friends, and Dirty Dancing 3. The reason I'm bringing this up though, because Lionsgate, who had a great panel today, they did not show anything of Michael, and they said they had nothing for Michael to show currently. So a lot of people think that movie is going to get delayed because remember it already got delayed once. It was supposed to be out in like the summer.
Put it in
and
the
then
same month with the Beatles movies.
yeah, exactly. Same day.
Same day.
Same day. Yeah, yeah. Because it's tied. Remember, Jackson bought the Beatles their rights there for a little bit. We'll get into it in a musical podcast. Anyway, but that's why I'm bringing this up. So Taylor might lose his number one draft pick because that's the theory going on in Hollywood that Michael's getting kicked.
Yay.
So that
Not
could be
looking
it
good
could
for
be a
Taylor.
Kirkland Dune situation. Oh, what I want to say because I'm gonna forget, and before we go off with that, because Dylan, you're like, oh, I might watch it in the future. Would you guys be down for the after night movie night? We should watch Top Secret. I feel like that's a fun, Honor Val Kilmer.
Yes.
We go watch a
Yes.
parody
I'm
together. Okay, let's do that. That's what we're doing. April sometime. Patrons, $5 up tier, face tune up. We're watching Top Secret. We're gonna tribute the legend. Lots of people haven't seen it. Keep saying we're gonna see it. So there you go. In second place is Kirkland Patzer with one movie's release so far. You got The Working Man that came out this weekend at 32
yeah.
million.
It's
So you
working
got-
hard for you.
you got that. Kirkland also has Zootopia 2, How to Train a Dragon, Superman, F1, not Fantastic One, F1, Smurfs, From the World of John Wick Ballerina, SpongeBob SquarePants, Night at Zoopocalypse. Oh, I could be wrong, actually. Night at Zoopocalypse is out. Let's see what that made. Night at the Zoopocalypse. Let's see what
Called the
Someone
Fantastic
killed it at
One.
the box.
Say that again.
So it made 7 million. That's
What?
that's tough. Night at
low.
Zoopocalypse. So Kirkland is still in third place
Oh.
with 39 million.
Did that
now.
come out like 5 minutes ago? Like maybe the numbers are still
January.
rolling in? Oh,
January,
January
yeah.
7th.
And then Tron Ares is your last one. I'm in second place right now with Snow White at 142 million. So that
Sorry,
came
is
out-
7 million the lowest anyone has ever earned on the draft?
I don't.
Other than zero, of course, if something got delayed.
I'll check. I'll get back to you. Hang on.
That could be a new record, Kirkland.
It's gonna be insult to injury. Yeah, I'm glad we're gonna define
check
this.
low score.
I'll expect
record.
my award in the mail.
Okay, so next time we do the draft, I'll have that because Dylan next to Utopia, I put check low score record, all time draft ranking. Okay, so I'll have stats next time we do this to find
Cool,
out.
cool. Zootopia,
I'm in
7
second place with 142 for Snow White. I have my number one draft pick, the Black Phone 2, Wicked for Good, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, The Thunderbolts, Sinners. Which why do we have two post credits? I don't fucking know. The Conjuring Last Rites.
There's two Michael B.
There's two
Jordan.
brothers, yeah. Karate Kid Legends.
Sorry.
Final Destination, Bloodlines, and Running Man. And then Dylan Musk is in first place right now with 192 million. The Monkey made you
lower than I hoped.
63 million, and then
Okay.
Mickey 17 made you 121 million.
My boy.
And The Day the Earth Blew Up, the Looney Tunes movie, made you 10 million. So you've had 3 movies released so far. So that's what
Okay,
you're
I'd
seeing at.
hope for a little bit higher numbers with 3 movies,
Yeah,
but okay.
this weekend you got Minecraft coming out, so we'll see how you do there.
Oh, 2
And
billion.
then obviously end the year Avatar, so that can cover you big time there. So you got
Yeah.
Avatar, Fire and Ash, Fantastic Four, First Steps, Now You See Me 3, which is now retitled to Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Beautiful.
No, sorry, you're way higher up. You're at 592 because I forgot you got Cap coming out. That made about 400 million, so not bad. Cap had a good
Hell yeah.
legs there. And then
Good
you got
Great legs.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and then Megan 2 still to come out.
Oh,
So
I'm gonna win this thing.
right, I think you
This
might.
is my draft.
I fucked up and Snow
Kirkland with
White.
his 7 million over here ain't got nothing.
Hey, you have a 7 millionaire in those
Yeah.
last 2 movies. Come on.
I think Kirkland had a couple low ones. I think Taylor is losing Michael, and then like Snow White did not do well for me, and I got Black Phone at number 1, so not doing great
Yeah,
there.
that Moana drop and not looking good.
Yeah, so whatever. Right now, we've updated this on Newscast, but Dylan Muss is in the lead in the superhero draft with 1 point. Also, we got till July Comic-Con
Sadie Sink.
weekend. Kirkland needs that $2 billion Superman movie. I don't know if that's happening, but we'll see. But yes, Dylan got Sadie Sink. He is now winning on Ana de Armas, Sean Gunn, which you got a point last year, but he hasn't been recast in anything yet, so we're waiting there. Murray Bartlett, Glenn Powell, Kaylee Spaney, Josh O'Connor, Stephen Yun, who's your star pick, Ella Purnell, and Ao Edabiri, sorry. I got no picks right now. I got Samara Weaving, Leia Sadu, Jodie Comer, Adam Driver, Palm Clemente, Daisy Edgar Jones, Katie O'Brien, Lee Jung Jae, Karen Gillan, and Ryan Gosling. Kirkland also with no one has points except for Dylan. Kirkland with Keanu Reeves, Jennifer Holland. Hoping for that Superman cast right there. Good thing that Superman comes out before Comic-Con, so you could get a point. So
Hell yeah.
Shamir Anderson, Freya Allen, which is your 2-star pick. Sophia Wilde, Jenna Ortega, Aliyah Brown, Boyd Holbrook, and then Amanda Fix. And then Taylor has Naomi Scott, Donnie Yen, who's directing that other movie, Kane movie, so that's not happening.
The prequel animated one, yeah.
Mark Hamill, Sig, Sigourney Weaver, Millie Bobby Brown. His 2-star picks, Sydney Sweeney, who maybe not cast, but she is Signal now, so good luck, gentlemen. Kierna Shipka, Simone Ashley, Cillian Murphy, and Hugh Grant. So that's where we're sitting at for the superhero draft. So we'll see. We got April, May, June, July. We got 4 more months for that bad boy to close out. So obviously could be some casting. So we'll see if Dylan gets the win there. And then finally, the MCU draft right now. Let's see. Taylor is in last place with Dylan. You guys got 15 points. Dylan, you had Sue Storm, Reed Richards, so you're getting lots of points soon. Ironheart, Ghost, Hulk, Okoye, Kate Bishop, Turk, and Taskmaster. You got 15 points for Bucky.
Not looking
right
good for
now.
Turk at this point, I would say.
I'm
I don't
pretty
think he's the
disappointed
last
with
2
that.
episode kind of guy.
He's the villain
No.
of the last episode.
He joins the task force. But you got 15 for Bucky. Surprise appearance. So there you go. And then Taylor has 5 for Fisk, 5 for Doctor Strange, and 5 for Punisher. His other picks are Ghost Rider, Silver Surfer, Miss Marvel, which he could have got some good points there, but it didn't happen. Shang-Chi, Valentina, Scarlet Witch, Scar, and then he has a bonus pick of Rick Strange at number 11. Second place right now is Kirkland. He has Johnny Storm, Red Guardian, U.S. Agent, Wong, She-Hulk, Iron Fist, Happy Hogan, Luke Cage, and then you got 5 points for Falcon, and then 25 points for Spider-Man. So you're at 30 points, and then I'm in first place right now. I got Jessica Jones, Claire, You Watch the Watcher, Doctor Doom, Franklin Richards, Wonder Man, Yelena, The Thing, and then I got points for Daredevil and Sam Wilson in a starring and end credit role. So yeah, all the drafts are kind of, even those movie drafts, we obviously got some points still, but it's starting off pretty close. Dylan has a big lead right now, 592, so we'll see what happens, but hopefully we get a couple more Night Zoopocalypses for Dylan so we can catch up there, and a Michael Boot. But yeah, that's the draft starting to heat up. We got lots of big movies coming out from May to July, so we'll be tracking that and the draft, and then we got a lot. Check out SideQuest because I know Dylan's been updating that too. We got lots of video game stuff popping off too. Who's the current leader right now? Do you know that off the top of your head?
I don't know. Can't remember.
Okay, so it's me. So I'm the current leader, so I'm gonna win that again.
Might be.
Win all the drafts, but yeah, we'll see. So thank you everyone that tuned into this. We'll be back later on this week. If we didn't say, we're doing next week's side quest this week. You're gonna get that early at some point because Nintendo Direct is happening.
Baby.
Switch 2, and then me and Dylan will also be back for the Weekly Geek. We'll break down because, like I said, we still got 4 more Cinemacon stuff. Hopefully, Disney Marvel gives us some good stuff. That'd be nice juicing. So we'll see what happens, and I promise you, it'll not be boring.
See ya.
Bye.